The Architecture of Isolation. The Sovereign Manifesto. It's me, Mr. Dick. Pull up a chair. Or don't. I'm not here to host you. I'm here to inventory the wreckage I left behind so you can understand why I live within these high, cold walls. They call it MGTOW. I call it common sense. I call it the only way a man of high output can survive a world built on low-frequency lies. To my family, I am a ghost. To my old friends, I am a cautionary tale discussed over lukewarm beers. They look at my empty driveway and my silent house and see a tragedy. They think I'm broken or confused. They haven't seen my ledger. They haven't seen the 24 wars I survived, each one cleverly disguised as a romance. I am the only one left standing. And this is how I built my peace. The first link, the weight of the ledger. My 24-woman audit and the gravity of dishonesty. 5 years ago, I hit the limit. I had run through 24 serious relationships. Not flings, serious blueprints of hope. 24 times I opened the gates of my life, my finances, and my schedule, and 24 times I watched the structure collapse into the same familiar rubble. The repeated script. It always follows the same geometry. The honeymoon phase is a masterclass in marketing. The mask is perfect. She is everything you want, supportive, transparent, aligned. But slowly, the hairline cracks appear. The omitted truths. The secret texts from just a friend. The hidden agendas that only surface once you've invested your time and your heart. I realized every new beginning was just a recycled script of old deceptions. The burden of proof. I realized I wasn't a partner. I was a full-time private investigator. I spent more mental energy playing detective verifying stories, checking timelines, sensing shifts in tone than I did building my empire. I was managing their emotional crises while my own professional dreams were being suffocated by the human debt. You cannot build a skyscraper on quicksand. The real-world cost. I sat down and calculated the relationship tax. Thousands of hours lost to circular arguments. Thousands of dollars spent on social performance. The dinners, the trips, the gifts intended to patch holes that were never supposed to be there. The 24th relationship was my porcelain break. I realized that compromise was just a slow death by 1,000 cuts. I was shrinking to fit into a room where I wasn't even respected. That wasn't a union. It was a demotion of my soul. The turning point. The moment I walked away wasn't a surrender. It was a promotion. I realized that being alone was the only way to stop the bleeding. I decided to stop playing the game and build the stadium instead. The second is a high-definition truth, the digital reformation and the end of volatility. The day I opted out, the world got quiet. My mother suggested therapy. My friends suggested a dry spell would do me good. They couldn't understand that I hadn't stopped hunting. I had simply changed my prey. I discovered the high-definition truth. Reliability versus volatility. In the world of adult cinema, there is a sacred contract of honesty. The performer is there to perform. The viewer is there to witness. There is no hidden motive. A movie doesn't have a bad day. It doesn't use intimacy as a weapon or a bargaining chip for a new car or an expensive vacation. It delivers exactly what it promises, frame by frame. Every single time, the curated manifest. I replaced favorite girlfriends with a digital library of stars who never lie. These are my perfect partners. They require no maintenance. They don't have exes that just called. They don't have changing moods that dictate my productivity. I built a manifest, that is always available, always at its peak, and entirely consistent. I am no longer a victim of the human mood. I am the sovereign of my own screen. Self-focus as fuel. The discovery was immediate. Sexual release without the relationship drama led to a spike in my focus that I hadn't felt since my 20s. My energy wasn't being drained by a shared mess, it was being recycled into my sovereign success. Third link, the engine of solitude, the optimized self and the weaponized mind. Once the noise of the wrong females was silenced, my life underwent a radical restructuring. My productivity didn't just increase, it weaponized. The laser focus. Without the 3-hour debriefs or the weekend-long arguments about where this is going, I found an extra 14 hours a day. I poured that time into Gordon's, into my personal development, and into my legacy. I work 14-hour days now, not because I have to, but because I can. My mind is a laser, no longer distracted by the ping of a dishonest notification. The financial fortress. The wealth accumulation is staggering. When you stop paying for a lifestyle you don't enjoy just to keep a dishonest person satisfied, your bank account becomes a fortress. I am no longer funding